First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kaha Kudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who I learned from. Shalom to the hopeful elect, preaching his word and truth, sincerity. To you, Rebs, to you, sisters out there, learning silence and staying in order. I say to you all, Shalom. Right, got another lesson from the people's voice. Um, it's titled German President Warns Europe Dangerously Close to War with the U.S. Right, another prophecy unraveling before our eyes. Let's read on. German President Frank Walter Steinmeier has warned that Europe stands dangerously close to the precipice of armed conflict with the United States and alarming escalation that threatens the stability of the transatlantic relations. Steinmeier's stark warning follows a disastrous meeting in the Oval Office on Friday between Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky and U.S. President Donald Trump. The German president warned that Trump's explicit threat to abandon support for Ukraine, a critical bulwark against Russia aggression, could provoke European countries into pursuing active military retaliation against the United States, a scenario that risks shattering decades of NATO unity and igniting an unprecedented transatlantic crisis. And why do you think that is? Right? Because Russia, China, Iran, India, Brazil, and Somalia, the BRICS, are gaining foot on the world economy. And Europe is a big importer, right? This is where Esau was, you know, in depraved, man. In the that's why it's the 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 country of the bottomless pit, man. That's where they came from, because there is no resources. There's nothing that you could dig up out of there to get resources from. It is an empty hole, man. Everything is imported there. So because the U.S., you know, stopped supporting Ukraine, Russia's going to spread and then try to take back the Soviet, areas, which then threatens Europe because they've always been at odds. We're gonna read on. This the scene at the White House yesterday took my breath away. German's President Steinmeier told DPA, a German news agency, on Saturday, I would never have believed that we would ever have to defend Ukraine from the United States. And you know why that is? Because the U.S. sent billions and billions of dollars. I would say almost what, a trillion, and they're it's basically just burnt out, and they're gonna need more to continue this war, man. They made gains, back in Ukraine. They pushed back Russia into their borders, but it's costing a lot of money. So now they have to pull back, and that means the devastation of Ukraine to support to basically keep the money into the people of the U.S. Donald Trump is trying to save the U.S. from having a lot of inflation, which is going to be hard to do because you know Babylon's got to go regardless. It's going to be stripped down. It's going to be bare. It's going to be exposed. The skirt of Babylon shall be raised, no matter what. No matter what he tries to do. Right? It says NYTimes.com reports the stark shift in American strategy has left the continent's leader reeling. Many worry that if the war ends with a weak deal for Ukraine, it would embolden Russia, making it a greater threat to the rest of the Europe. And the change in tone makes achieving greater self reliance more urgent than ever, even if the European leaders face the same daunting challenges as before. It would take years to build the weapon systems and capacities that Europe would need to be truly independent militarily, and supporting Ukraine while building homegrown defense could take that type of rapid action and united political will that the European Union often struggles to achieve. Now, when we saw Russia release those intergalactic missiles, Europe was watching, and they don't have a defense system that could stop that, and they will be decimated. So they are a direct threat by the Russia, and that's just why in many ways they're pretty screwed. And this is why um, they're gonna turn on this beast, this whore. This is Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 3. And said, Thus said the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back. Right? This is saying that the Lord is against Russia, but he's going to use Russia, right, to destroy Babylon. It says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, right, and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with buckler and shield, all of them handling swords. Right, the Lord's going to turn them back to that Soviet spirit. Verse 5, Persia, which is India, Ethiopia, which is Africa, the east side, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Right, Persia and Ethiopia are part of the BRICS right now, and so is Libya. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarma and the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. You see, this is why Russia is the head, leading the military of uh, this new system, right? For lack of better words. So yeah, man, this is prophecy unraveling before our eyes, right? Which always reminds me of Obadiah chapter 1. What's going on right now with the UK being allied to the US, right, turning against her. Verse 3, Obadiah 1 and 3, the pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitation is high, that said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground, right? This nation that is speaking about, right, that has Edomites in it, is Babylon, although Russia is also Edom, and so is the UK, right? We're talking about the pride basically of the earth, where the golden city is always proud, always saying that it cannot be touched, right? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, hence will I bring thee down, said Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right, and I'm going to jump down to verse 7. The point of this says, all men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. Right, we have the Canadian president threatening to shut down the power grid. Right, and the UK, about to turn their back on Babylon. Right, what is Babylon going to do by itself? Yeah, it's got a lot of military, military might, but if all of them turn, the world turns on it, it's pretty much screwed. It's a done deal. This is Joel chapter 3, and I want to start at, let's see here. I'm gonna start at verse 4. Yeah, and what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Sidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? Right? The Lord's going to judge all these nations at the end of the day. The Lord's using these people as pawns to do his greater good, but don't get it mistaken that the Lord is actually on their side. It's not. They're being used in a chessboard to accomplish a mission, but at the end of the day, only Israel shall be saved out of it. The elect men, right? The ones who do the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Says, if ye recompense me swiftly, speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. Right? This is the grand scheme of things. This is why it's happening, because we're at the end of this. And the things that need to play out is war, famine, destruction, and then redemption. Right? But the Lord said he's gonna recompense, not anybody else. Right? Because we saw Putin hint of certain things, like, dark skinned complected Messiah, and you know how the US is oppressing the Southern Kingdom, right? Trying to basically stir the pot. Man, he's playing dangerous waters, because if he lets the cat out of the bag, it's gonna get a lot worse. But there's nothing you could do for or against this. You cannot do nothing against it but for it, right? Verse 5, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried it into your temples, my goodly pleasant things. What are those goodly pleasant things? The children of Israel. Verse 6, the children of also of Judah, and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that you might remove them far from their borders, because I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, right? Which is here in predominantly America, aka Babylon, is the reason why the Lord's turning up on this place. It says, and I will return your recompense upon your own head, right? He's gonna remove all the protection from this place, so it could just get destroyed, man. Anybody who is joined with her shall feel the place of this place. Verse 19, it says, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness, right? That includes Babylon, Canada. It's gonna be a lot of wilderness, man. No more building cities. It says, for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. And I will cleanse their blood that have not cleansed, for the Lord dwelleth in Zion. Right? Total auto destruction for this place. We're going to go to Isaiah 14, 21, 22. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquities of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Right? For all that gator bait, nonsense they did, and, all these picnics and super wickedness done to the children of Israel, they're going to pay for it. And then some. It says, verse 22, for I will rise up against them, said the Lord of hosts, and caught off from Babylon the name, the remnant, the son, the nephew, said the Lord. Call hello, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who I learned from. Shalom to the for elect, preaching his word and truth, sincerity. To you, Ribs, to your sisters out there, learn in silence and stay in order. I say to you all, Shalom.